Hello everyone. Welcome to weekly forecast. We're gonna do it quick. It's 11:51 p.m. on a Sunday evening. So I'm just gonna go through what I want us to do for the next week. You can put in your pairs you want me to cover, and that's that. So let's have a bit of a rundown first. Like what's important. Bidding process, MNFX. Of course, I forgot to do it before I did that. But anyways, so the whole thing is that we need to go through fundamentals. We need to go through seasonality. We need to go through sentiment, and we need to go through technical analysis before we take a trade. Good evening, Navid. Good day, Coprod. And then secondly, where's word? And then subsequently, it is this one. So I have basically started to make this thing. Four main areas before putting up a trade setup is fundamental analysis, get your bias up, get your economic performance up, get your seasonality straight, and how to use the Edge Finder and Season X, sentimental analysis, and technical analysis. So let's start off at fundamental analysis. What's going on out there? And when you go into my email and I figure out that what Mr. Dunsky Bank, for example, is saying, and then we can go back to like that is probably Friday, and I need IENG. ENG. Do they not post on a Friday? Yeah, they do. Okay, whatever. I couldn't find it right now, but I will just take what I get. I'm not really demanding a lot. Anyways, so currently on dollar, we are seeing strength coming in, some small strength, and over the weekend or over Friday, sorry, it has kind of faded out a bit. I would say so. Thursday, Tuesday, nothing happened. So some strength coming in. That's I'm referring to that pull back there, and then it kind of faded out. When you look at euro, we have fallen and now we are rising again, meaning that uh, we have reached a target and we have done the pullback, and that has uh, kind of been enough, because you're wondering to yourself, what is really going on here? What is the deal fundamentally? Right now, we are in a situation where we have lower CPI, but still very elevated. We still have a very high unemployment, high employment. We saw on Friday that PPI came out, and how was that PPI thing? It was pretty okay. Nothing fantastic to either side, but when you go through this previous week, yeah, okay, cool, thank you. When you go through previous week and you go through the data that was offered to us on Friday, it's what I mean by okay. I saw 50 and saw 53. So it has to be above 50 for PMIs to be good. And then you can see retail sales come in from UK, which is way worse than expected. And now I can't remember what they said here, but my point is that generally nothing much has changed fundamentally for the past weeks. We're just going to continue on with whatever we're doing. So there's 3rd of May, which is 1 week this next week. So 1.5 week until FOMC. What do I think about that, and how do you deal with that? As a trader, I think, okay, we're going to do something smart this week. What generally tends to happen is that there's a strength and a weakening period before FOMC, and we have now been pricing in 89%. We've been pricing in for some time that we're going to have a rate hike, and that's what it is. For June, we might even price in. We will then hold but still opening up the eye for another one, and so forth and so forth and so forth. We might now peak at 5. Um, might now peak at 5% interest rate, 500 basis points. What does that mean? I'm just going to mention to everyone who's here that 5 basis point higher, 500 basis points, going from 0 to 500 in, is it 1 year? In 1 year and a month or two, and a month. We started 15th of March 2022. It's been absolutely horribly fast ride. It is going to punch and pinch the economy, and that's kind of what we're seeing. Kind of. But what is important to note, it is the difference between what are you expecting to see and what is actually going to see. But we haven't seen yet is the lack of reversal in employment, lack of reversal in NFP numbers, meaning lower numbers, because what the Fed is actually trying to do at the moment, they're trying to reduce economic activity. How do you do that? Less jobs, less spending, and less investment. That's what they're trying to do. But we haven't seen the real thing here. So that's the backdrop here. Okay? And you can see people left there, but literally don't care. Do you need to know this? Okay? This is what you do when you go through the economic calendar, going over for next week. Is there anything that is going to boop your current theory about what is going to happen now? And there was this week. Cool. Then I will go to filter and I will go to only the high ones just for the beginning and see what is going to happen. BOJ, our good friends in Japan, is going to have something. CPI is coming out of Australia. Great. And then GDP out of America. Okay. So for USD, that's maybe the only one. Other than that, it's a pretty good week. It's a pretty good week. Okay. So there's nothing that worries me in the economic calendar for next week. Okay. Then what is the current status of the American economy? Are we in a recession? Are we crashing? Are we falling? No, we're not crashing and falling. We are still very much okay. Because if we were crashing and falling, then S&P 500 would be down. And we all remember how down looks like. That looks like 3,000 something. It looks like 3,500 or lower. Okay? Or even 2,000. Okay, so we're currently at 4,000. Just take into consideration what are you currently seeing. What is out there? Okay? When it comes to technical analysis, don't be blind. Don't be stupid. Don't let emoji fool you and say, hey, we're going to do this week. Do you know what we're going to do this week? We're going to look at your dollar as a bull. But it's bullish. Great. But it's bearish. No, it's not. Because I've seen people trading this like a drunken sailor. I know I'm saying this one straight from the liver. I literally don't care. Because you can't come to me, I've been trading for 9 years, and come to tell me that this one is going to break. But it fell last time. Okay, cool. Then it did. Okay, then it did. But it's still uptrend. Okay, what are you doing in an uptrend? You're buying support. 109.61. What do you do then? You take it back up to 110.50, give or take this previous high. Smash. Boom. Done, dusted. Nothing else. If it doesn't come down to 109.66, then you don't take it. Then there's nothing here for you to do. So I'm just going to put that one on there. Where is the stop loss below those ones? Pretty straightforward. And that is how difficult it is to put on trading plans. Now, are you going to execute it? Are you going to execute it? Totally up to you. There's nobody forcing you, at least not me. But what I'm going to tell you here, one thing for very much for free. It's not about what you're doing today. It's not about what you're doing about this week. It is what are you putting together that you're going to make you trade together with me for the next 30 years, 20 years, maybe even. Okay, there you go. That's my outlook for your dollar this week. Was it 74 pips, stop loss 126? It's not great. It's maybe 1 to 1.5. Ratio target 108. 110.86. Sorry. Stop loss 108.86. Totally up to you if you want to take it, but there it is. What I want to talk about now is dollar index bearish range. If it breaks above 102.20, then we can start discussing bullish trends. But until then, bye bye. Market seems to have opened right now, so GG, bro, GG. Let me go to my brothers in New Zealand because that's why I'm here. So I'm completely on New Zealand dollar weakness. If those of you who has not understood whatever I'm talking about, it is seasonality wise. We're going into season X and we're going into New Zealand dollar as apparent. And from around 14th of April to around 17th of May, we are generally having 90% of winning trades, around 26% annual return, meaning every year you take it, you're going to make some money. But I absolutely love New Zealand Canadian dollar. It's not really been great lately. 20th there. Okay, so we are currently there. Okay, but it should continue fall in this period. A 24% annual return, 2.4 average return. Sharp ratio is 1. If you know what sharp ratio should be a 1 to 2, which is really great. A return on portfolio has only been 1 year didn't go great, and last year was fantastic. So for me, this is clear cut case of seasonality going downwards. So I can go through it all New Zealand's ones, and I'm probably gonna bore the life out of you, but nothing comes easy, nothing comes for free. 90% here, 35% annualized return, 1.08 Sharp ratio, which is great. It's positive and everything and all that. Standard deviation is 2.5. It's okay. Average return is 2.75. All of this tells me only to buy. When I then go to the markets, so I've done seasonality on that one. I have not done technical analysis yet. What about sentiment that I mentioned earlier a bit? If I only can find it, I don't have that on this one, but I can look at New Zealand dollar, for example, and I can see people are really buying it. And when you see retail traders buying around 70% or higher, well, that tells you something that you might want to look for a short on it. If you go to Edgefinder and go to New Zealand CAD for that matter, and you look at the COT data, and practically the professionals are mostly shorting New Zealand, but also selling Canadian. So that's not so great. But when it comes to retail sentiment, they're mostly buying, which generally tends to make the trend of an asset go even further in the direction that you want to do. Ahman, hi, my brother. How are you today? Please do pound New Zealand. Oh, we said please, and it says sir. Very great. Which direction do you want me to take it on? That's another one, but yes, that is definitely going to be covered in the next 2 minutes. So, okay, so that's kind of that. And then you're looking at, inflation, employment, interest rate. New Zealand has very high interest rate, but why are we shorting it? There is something called seasonality, and I can't explain to you. Actually, I can't explain to you, and it's make me look like a stupid trader, but literally every year this New Zealand weakness happens around this time of the year. Maybe it's going into summer holiday or winter for them, which is less activity. I bet that's the question. I bet that's the deal. But who knows? So that was Euro New Zealand I want to do. Okay, so Euro New Zealand had a fantastic run on Friday. We're straight up to the aggressive exit, meaning it's really stretched over. and you're wondering to yourself, what is it going to be? It's going to be a 107, 17818. That price there. And that price there, I'm going to look to buy. I'm going to put a limit order on when I'm done bubbling around, and then it's going to look like this, and it's going to look like this. And you're probably going to see in a Discord somewhere. And then stop loss S1. And then the next one, I'm going to do M2, which was the opposite way apparently. Oops. M2, I'm going to buy 17812, and I'm going to buy 17758. Not at all investment wise. You can do whatever you want. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to look for a buy, and then we're going to look to continue up to 108. I'm not going to take the target unless we go very quickly to target. But this is kind of what I'm hoping to do. The second thing that you can do in this situation is you can look for Tuesday entry. So not tomorrow, but Tuesday for a pullback. So if this one falls, drop down, great, but then Tuesday would be even better. Okay, that's Euro New Zealand. Still very much in profit on it. What prices did I buy in Euro New Zealand? Because I misbehaved a bit, but 176 and 176.70 is my entry, and 176.20 is my entry as well. And then there is one down here at 177, 175.50, give or take. So those are my three entries. I'm just going to point them out there. That candle, and then somewhere in there. Those are my current entries. So I'm just going to build on top of whatever I already have. Also, New Zealand, same thing. Fantastically bullish. It's a bit less bullish, but still gonna go straight. So 1087 higher, 108.50 higher, and then stop loss 108.24. Target is still not 109.84, but just building on top of what I already have. Now, Arman comes in with Pound New Zealand. No, Pound New Zealand. I would do that for you. That's actually the one that I haven't bought, that I should have bought, which was in my plan to buy. And what a week. What a week. And for those who's wondering, like, what is happening here right now, I'm planning for the week. I'm literally putting on my limit order right now as we're speaking. Yes, you have to rewatch those levels, great designs, but just also pause. Just pause. But I'll probably explain it even better if I redo it again. But point being is that we're basically putting on limit orders as we're speaking. And this is already ready, already chewed, done and dusted trading plans. So what do we have? We have bullish trends. We want to come back to support. We can't buy current price. Aggressive uptrend. Fantastic, boys. The other thing that is, and girls, sorry, I know there's girls in here. The other thing to mention is, what is the deal going forward? The deal going forward is always buy as long as you have a reason to buy. And what is the reason to buy? The reason to buy is one and only seasonality, technical analysis. Fundamentals in this case are not as strong as the seasonality one. And I love buying the uptrend. Okay, so Pound New Zealand, I think I didn't did I give out the prices. 201, and you're wondering, you're just pointing at prices. I don't. This is support and resistance. If you want to do support, I can do support, and I can do support. Those are the prices you are supposed to look for entry. And then whatever you do, you. I just put limit orders. I just buy it. That's how I do it. I don't use any other things. It doesn't make sense to me because my back testing and my experience makes me know that it doesn't make a difference for me. Okay, That is that up to 20434 if you want to have a take profit this week. Stop loss is as far as you can go without breaking the bank or the account, because this one is going to be big. 134 pips is a lot of pips, but it is what's necessary to have it below previous low at 2.0000. No, 2.09. Sorry. All good. Everyone's saying hi today. Okay, cool. Hello. So, and where are we? We are there. Hello, everyone. So, number one, what do you do as a trader? You need to get your mind straight up, meaning that if you're afraid, if you're scared, this place is not, trading is not for you. It is not a space I want you to be in. And you can say to yourself, but Ivan, why are you doing this? Well, I'm just telling what I'm going to do, because someone asked me in Discord today, Ivan, can you tell me what you're going to do next week? Yes, this is the stream. So if you feel like this is not fun, well, you can talk about all the pips we made last week and all the pips we made before that week again. So, okay, cool. So there's another one. So I'm just waiting for this one to come down, basically. New Zealand CAD. Oh, we didn't do New Zealand CAD, did we? No. Oh, my beautiful girl. So I already have a couple of entries here. Yeah. So I have an entry already at 10342. And we all described on Friday, oh, we wanted a brand new low coming in. It didn't happen. Which is fair enough, whatever happens, kind of a thing. It's not kind of, yeah, it is what it is. We're currently at Central. Are you going to sell current price? Or are you going to sell 108, also 0.8337? And yes, I am going to do that. So happy days, happy wife, happy life, kind of a thing. And that is another one there in the banks, in the books. Stop loss. 8420. That's a lot of pips, but it's going to go. It's 88 pips stop loss. And if you're wondering how on earth can you do 88 pips and you are, as me, completely bungus, meaning I've done this so many times, I can have 150 pips stop loss, but you know what I'm going to do? I'm not going to care. Why do I not going to care? Because every time I do this, I can actually go back to my backtesting sheet if you want to see that. But my point is that if I lose 150 pips times 3 times, it doesn't really matter, because that is not, what is it, 350? Because every time I win, and then there's probably like a 10 or a 20 times what, times 4 maybe. That's another 40 pips in loss there as well. No, at 390. Every time I win, I really get 300, 500, averagely around there. 350, I think, is average or something like that per order. So whenever I double down, I really do well. And when I lose, I lose little. That's the point. So that I can have 10 losing trades and it doesn't bother me, and I can still make money by the end of it, because I believe in my system. I believe that as long as I trend trade, as long as I go with seasonality, as long as I go with the fundamentals and all those blah blah things, and what you're wondering, why am I doing that? Is because I have proven for myself that it works for me. I even have mentorship student that doesn't at all like fundamentals, and it's completely okay. It doesn't matter. What matters? Whatever makes you profitable. And that's what I'm here for. So there's my sell entry, there is my stop loss, and there is not my target. My target is in May sometime, 17th of May. So there is that one. Anyway, anything else on that New Zealand CAD thing? Hello, Edward. Can you do US30? Yes, I can. Can you do pound yen? Yes, I can. Can you do USD yen? Yes, I can. So those 3 I can look at now as for by popular opinions, popular requests. So if you want to request, just ask. That is very straightforward. Okay, pound yen. Okay. I want to go to seasonality on that one because I need to prove something for you. I think pound, British pound. Can't find it fast enough. Cool. Sometimes you just need to just have a lot of like these things open. Okay, so what is now 24th? Yeah, okay. So we're going into some muddy water, seasonality wise, technically. Annualized return is pretty horrible. Max profit is okay, but also max loss is pretty okay. Standard deviation is pretty high, and Sharpe ratio is flat as a pancake. Meaning, going forward isn't really a fantastic thing to trade pound yen. And I'm going to be pretty, I wouldn't call it angry, or I wouldn't, sorry, firm with you guys, but I would just say chill pill, okay? This might be a period where I'd rather do New Zealand than doing anything else. Yeah, I see you, Sisikela. I see you. But okay, British pound yen currently in a bullish trend. We had a bit of a deep pullback on Friday, but there's one thing I want us to take a note of. Now, this is May, right? And people are like, oh, when you're doing this boxes thing, though. Okay. First of all, we are very close to take profit on the weekly. That is 30 pips within range. That is not at all great. Okay, I mean, yes, if you're buy, yes, that's where you should have gotten out. And also the weekly target, meaning that's the expected high of last week, and we are about the expected high of the month, and we're having a pretty hard fall. I would suggest that yes, you can look for a buy here at 66.20, 166.20, but it's not going to be recommended. It's not going to be, oh, look at you, you're a fantastic trader, or I'm not going to take any credit for it. But if you buy it, cool, you do you. But what I'm going to advocate for is there is way better places to get your money's worth than on British pound, Japanese yen for the coming week. Number one, seasonality. Number two, your bullish trend is about to die off. What generally tends to happen, if you look at end of trend for the monthly pivot points, which is a more longer term thing, and you're wondering to yourself, what happens at these targets? That's the peak, goes down again. Let me see if I can find another peak before it. The peak goes down, or hits target goes down. Sorry, my bad. Look for the bearish side as well. At least how it's a pullback after hitting target. Goes back after hitting target, goes back after hitting target. So when it hits target, as you can see, when it hits target, that's not every month and whatever, but when it hits target, it's a clear indication that people might leave the market. Now, is that a professional trader's mindset? Is that where you want to be? No. So please, I want to advocate hardly and sharply that we maybe wait a week, maybe we'll see how it goes. And then I can tell you, if you short pound, British pound, Japanese yen for the coming week, you might be in better luck than buying it. But technically, higher, everything. But I know what trend. Seasonal fee pairs are pretty rough now. They were great in the beginning of April, and now they've become a bit more mushy. Even though I fundamentally want to sell Japanese yen, we have had a pretty great run on the yen pairs. As you can see here, people, some Japanese pairs has fallen pretty hard on Friday or Thursday, whatever that day was. So the bullishness is kind of off. And then if I go over to Canadian yen seasonality, and if you guys are wondering, like, what is seasonality thing? Is thing that happens every year, and then it makes trends come true out of nowhere, kind of thing. And she's going forward 24th, maybe to that peak. Yeah. No, it's not a great period going forward. So to be honest, it's not something that I would super duper dive into and be like, wow, look at that, bros. The only thing I might say about seasonality and yen pairs, there might be a New Zealand yen short. But even that is not the greatest thing I've seen in my entire life. I'm supposed to stop saying, yeah, it's not great enough. Its sharp ratio is okay, but if anything, shorting New Zealand yen, but I'm not going to do that. So, because of fundamentally. Good. Outside, whatever you feel like doing. Meaning it is not great. I guess shorting is maybe a thing to do, but it's not seasonality supported. US 30, I'm looking for. I am trying. Where are you now? US 30? Okay, but which one was it? Ahmed, you are currently on the spot. Okay, so which direction you want me to go? And do you have any reasons for your direction? I want you to become expert. I want you to explain to me as a hedge fund manager of your trading account why. Whatever the reason is, as long as it's not technically. Because if you tell me technically what should happen now, you're out. I'm pulling money out of your account because I don't. That's not how we do it. The reason why we don't do it that way is because I can probably program a bot for that. But if you tell me that you're doing this because of recession, lack of recession, Fed, interest rates, economic activity, you name whatever that is, the world order and America is going to be the new superpower or whatever that reason is, fine. I can do that. I can live with that. Or diminish. It doesn't really matter what direction you want the market to go. But point being that there is a longer term reason behind it. But if we're going to take my word on it, we are struggling to go higher. Why are we struggling to go higher? Because we have priced in Fed. When Fed comes around a third of FOMC, sorry, when FOMC comes around, is it third, give or take, so around there? I would bet we are kind of like somewhere there. And then this will happen. Because when you look into when did they have their last meeting? I can't remember on top of my head. But then we can Google that. Say FOMC meeting. A mosquito biting me here. Oh yeah, there's a mosquito. I can hear it now. Meeting calendar. 21st of March. Okay, I can go back to that one. 21st of March. And this one. Okay. So what happened ahead of FOMC? As you can see, we fell into it, and then we rose out of it. But also in this time period, we have the banking crisis, meaning that there is more optimism, there's more safety around it. And the reason why I believe that we are going to fall into FOMC is because we have, first of all, risen into it. Secondly, it's gonna those who are priced in or has done their job before FOMC are done, so they take their profit and leave. Secondly, or thirdly, is the psychology behind it of getting positions out because you don't know what's going to happen next. Thirdly, I would say that when we come to FOMC, people become a bit more sober in terms of what is actually happening, and we have also been given the directions. And there's a 2 week shut up notice, and I think that is and started now, so that we're not gonna have any more Fed speakers comments. So whatever they have said so far is what we have to go by. And I think I saw something earlier. First of all, bank deposits are not as low as they were feared to be, meaning there is better times maybe for the banks than that. So Fed Cook says high inflation has become embedded into the economy. March PCE inflation is likely to moderate to 4%. Continued economic strength and slower deflation could push Fed to do more. This will lead to US 30 going lower. And you're wondering to yourself, why are you bashing around this? Let me explain to you. I just remembered my Triumph card. US 30, John Jones. Is it Joe Jones? Not too sure, but give or take. When it comes to May, we're going into a period that is flat, Sharpe ratio 0.26. So what generally tends to happen around this time of year is that we peak end of April in the stock market. We have deeper pullbacks. We have this downturn here. So am I going to bet the bank or an FOMC going to be fantastically great? No. Why? Because the overall market direction, there is a phenomenal willingness by the market to go in the direction because that is predetermined. Can somebody explain New Zealand dollar move? I can't. It just became weak out of nowhere. Maybe there was it was a low CPI unexpected, by the way. There was. Okay, cool. Well, I will take that. But there's another year I bought New Zealand around August, and it came out CPI came out better than expected. 2019 maybe. Point being is that economic calendar, economic data points, if they come out in your direction, I'm going to tell you it's going to go as great as it does. But if it doesn't go anywhere. So I would argue that yes, you can look for bullishness, you can look for higher highs and higher lows, sure. But I would rather you trying to see if it goes lower, look for the reversal then there. Is that okay, Ahmad? Is that an okay deal? Because in as much as you want this to go higher, your main deal in the stock market is to buy the bottom. Your main deal is to buy when everyone is scared. Your main deal is to protect your capital. Your main deal is to go with your fundamental direction. And your main deal is to believe whatever is happening right now is great. And you can find that, that there's a lot of scarcity in the market. But what is actually happening right now? Today we don't have a recession. We don't have a recession in the numbers right now. We currently don't have a banking crisis. We currently have too high inflation, which is coming lower. We currently have too many jobs. We currently are doing pretty well. We currently, no matter how you flip and flop it, have a reason. You'll find a reason if you want to take the market higher. But what is it technically doing? Nothing. Technically nothing. It's range. But did you buy in October? Here's the quiz. I don't know how much. There's a lot of people called Ahmed. So if you have been here with me before, Ahmed, I do apologize. It's past midnight now for me. Secondly, thirdly, stock market should be bought in October. If you can strategize yourself to buy a stock market in October and take profit now, that should be our main business. There is times of the year you buy Christmas things, there's times of the year you buy other things. That is when you buy it. And if my value to the community is to really prop you for positions and times where you should be trading, and but I want trades now, Ivan. I want trades now. I want to do it now. I don't control these things. I am not the one with the magic fingers. I have magic fingers, but that's not for you. But it's more about what is your best position? At what given point can you position yourself for profit? And what position are you in currently? There's a time for traffic. There's a time for freeways. There's a time for driving in the city. You can't do the same speed at the same time for both city and the highway. But what you can do is that you can wait, put in the calendar, and say October I'm going to buy it. And this one can go higher for all that matters. But now you're going to be cautious. Now is the time to be cautious. Now is the time to be different. Now is the time to doing other things. Cough, New Zealand. Is oil made a higher high currently, giving us value? I believe some longs will resume. So I see it here agrees with you. Seasonality is a big peak around June, July. OPEC reduced supply, higher price. But you forgot one thing. Market psychology. I said if we break higher, we will go higher. If we break lower, we'll be bearish. This is bearish. This is going to continue falling. If you want to buy, you're going to lose money. If you buy now, you're going to lose money. And if this one comes down here and it closes, it doesn't matter. I can give you a couple of incidences, bro. Where is it? 2020. Where is 2020? Market did that 5th of January 2020, made a new high, and then boom, down again. Around September, there was a attack on an oil field thing. Boom, straight up, boom again, straight up, and then down again. So once it starts going bearish, it's a bearish. Dress. What do you mean? What do you mean, bro? Please explain to me. What do you mean? Because I have clearly sold it, and I've clearly pointed it out that I have sold it. If you want to know what I did, I sold 18342. There is my position, 8342. That was 19th, that is 5 days ago. And if you go to New Zealand CAD, that is the position there. What do you mean, Driss? But okay, let me continue. I have closed off Discord, so there's nobody coming in now because there is an impersonator of me every single day in there now, and I'm too tired of babysitting idiots that would scam other people. So I do apologize for that, but I need to find a solution of how to find that person so I can kick his butt and get a stop to it. Shake, I'm buying that gas 2.4 and 2.5. Can I wait or close? Shake, I've been here for quite some time, so I'm actually going to take that. I was supposed to do something else, but I will be gentle with you. Natural gas 2.4 and 2.5. Okay. I can agree with you to an extent. The reason why I can't agree with you is we're going into summer where we historically don't have very high prices. But what I can kind of tell you um, is wait for a bullish trend, and currently we don't have that because price has been pressured down to 2.2, which is okay. But yeah, I can agree with you. But did you buy? Yeah, buy 2.4. Okay, that's a worse one. Um, I can agree with you to an extent on those buys. To another extent, I don't understand why you didn't close it. And if I was in your shoes, I would probably be out by now. But it's totally up to you. But it's just for the lack of bullishness, to be honest with you. And if you're looking for long-term US oil buy, you're gonna have a whole week off this week. Okay, let me do a summary here. So I'm gonna do a summary now, and then we're gonna wrap it up. Meaning, I'm gonna summarize my thoughts so we can have a clear start from now and easy for people to come back to. Okay, dollar index currently bearish. I would agree with the markets tending in that direction. That means you can look for euro dollar bullishness, 109.68. But as long as we are below 103, we have FOMC in 1.5 weeks. That means this week can be a bullish week because of whatever. And it can also be a very bearish week. What I mean is that we can be very aggressive to a target tomorrow or Tuesday or Wednesday, and by Thursday and Friday, we're going to be a range bound. And if you're wondering what do I mean, last time we had this meeting thing. That was 20. This one. Yes, we fell into the meeting on dollar, and then we went kind of a range before we continued on all the way back up again before it fell. So, meaning nothing great. S&P 500 is currently bullish, but I would rather you buy it in October. Down there would have been great. That is 3,600. Wait for that. Bigger drop down to 3,920, or a new higher high pullback continuation of trend. So either a deeper retracement, hopefully you can get that, or a brand new higher high pullback. Current market is not great for that. It's not showing current great bullishness, and there is no banking crisis right now. This might be a recession here and there, but it's not evidently pricing in. And if there is a recession, if there's going to be a crisis, Fed is going to help us, and this is going to make this one go higher. So if it does come down, it's a buying opportunity. Australian dollar, US dollar, range bound. There is nothing in my world that is going to buy this one or sell this one. Doesn't matter to me. Pound dollar range. Another one I don't trade. I put up this trade last week for fun, but it's going into a range. Came back down to 123.79 of what I posted last week, but not really great. New Zealand dollar, US dollar would be great for a sell actually. So if you can get it back to some kind of resistance, that'd be great. As long as dollar continue to show strength to the upside, which it currently is not. So it's a complete weakness of New Zealand. One thing else, we have already fallen 178 pips, 180 pips. Okay, cool. So back up to 61.20, 61.62, 61, 61.62, 61.80. One of those two prices, you're good to go. Use the CAD. I don't have anything to say here other than it's very bullish. And it is probably going to give you some more headaches going forward of how to enter. That is a buy at 135 or 134.80, 135. 16, sorry. Those are my current levels. Going higher and going higher. Other than that, I don't have anything else to say there. Euro New Zealand. Didn't we talk about Euro New Zealand? Okay, I didn't talk about Euro New Zealand. Okay, cool. Whatever then. Weekly, standard, bullish, good to go. That means that we have to come back down to 78, 100, and 77.50. Those are two prices I'm going to put my limit orders on. Stop loss below 177, target 17th of May, so it's still not there. I'm jumping over all the yen pairs because this one is clearly bearish. If you want to do that, sell, what do you call it, 90.24, but I don't have any seasonality for you, so it's going to be what it is. Target, come back up to 99.50 or 100 again to sell it. Euro yen is bullish, so nothing there. Pound yen is target hit, doesn't really matter what happens there. New Zealand yen can come back up to more sells. I didn't sell it actually last week, even though I put on orders, though that is that. But seasonality to the downside is definitely the only thing. And if you sold that on Friday, good on you, because I didn't. But coming back up to 82.65, it looks like a great place for a continuation to the downside, because we're now bearish and it's great and it's fun and it's all those things together. Even though I hate shorting New Zealand dollar yen. Cool. You Swissy? Nah, don't really like it. Gold, bearish. And when was it bearish, you might ask? It was bearish when it broke that low there. So, have fun. Also, New Zealand. Mentioned already, I guess. So, 108.7, 108.7, and 108.14. Your New Zealand mentioned 108.18, so 177.54. New Zealand dollar don't really do it. New Zealand yen don't mention. New Zealand CAD mentioned 108.33. New Zealand Swissy maybe come back up to 55.97, and Bob's your uncle. So, New Zealand weakness. I'm going to put limit orders on also New Zealand, Euro, New Zealand CAD, at least. Maybe Pound New Zealand as well. Other than that, Gary, Pound New Zealand has been mentioned earlier. I will do a fast run through. 0.0175, stop loss 2.00, another buy at 2011. Those are currently ones. Oh yeah. Princely ask if I'm bothered. No, I'm not. Absolutely not, because it has I'm not. Even though it does, okay, it does a millisecond maybe, but no, it doesn't, because I backtested it. USD yen. I'm sorry, bro. I want to sell it fundamentally, outlookly, and it's maybe bullish. I want at least a break of that low there before anything else. All right, peeps. Thank you for everyone who joined in today. It is 00, as you can see, 00:45 a.m. for me. Hope you have a fantastic day. Hope that you see the effort and the commitment to the community. I love you, family. Boom. Give it a like and go to bed.